It's Queenie Phil's story time. Once upon a time, the day my husband died, the sky cried with me. Rain fell heavily on the red earth road of Aroko village, a small town in southwestern Africa where everyone knew each other's footsteps. My husband, Kunle Adeyemi, was traveling to the city to buy spare parts for his transport business when a speeding trailer lost control and crushed his bus. That was what they told me. They brought back a body wrapped in white cloth. I remember shaking as I touched his cold hand. The scar on his thumb, the one he got when we were newly married and building our first wooden bed, was still there. I screamed until my voice disappeared. Our two children clung to my wrapper and cried, calling, "Daddy! Daddy!" Kunle was buried under the old Iroko tree behind his father's compound. Drums played slow funeral rhythms. Elders poured palm wine to the ancestors. I shaved my hair, wore black cloth, and became a widow at 32. Life became bitter. I sold a kara by the roadside to feed my children. Nights were the worst. I slept hugging Kunle's pillow, inhaling the last scent of his body. Sometimes I heard his footsteps in my dreams. Sometimes I felt someone sit beside me on the mat. 2 months later, everything changed. That morning, I traveled to Ile-Oja city to buy beans and oil for my small business. After walking under the hot sun, I entered a cafe to rest. As I raised my head to order water, my heart stopped. The man sitting near the window was Kunle, alive, breathing, laughing. He wore expensive clothes. His beard was neatly trimmed. Beside him sat a beautiful, light-skinned woman. Two children were eating ice cream, calling him Daddy. The tray fell from my hand. People turned to look at me. My legs became weak. Sweat covered my body like rain. I whispered, "Kunle." He turned. Our eyes met, and I saw fear, not surprise. Fear. He stood up slowly. "Ayo," he said softly, calling my name. At that moment, I knew this was not a ghost. This was my husband, alive. I followed him outside. My hands were shaking with anger and pain. "You died!" I shouted. "I buried you with my own hands." He begged me to keep quiet and led me behind the cafe. There, he knelt down. Yes, my dead husband knelt before me. Kunle confessed. He said he had been living a double life. The accident was real, but he did not die. Another man who was burned beyond recognition was mistaken for him. Kunle saw it as an opportunity. He had secretly married another woman in the city, a rich businesswoman named Zara. She helped him fake documents, bribe hospital workers, and obtain a death certificate. Why? Because he wanted to escape poverty. Because he wanted a better life. Because he was tired of village suffering. While I was crying and feeding our children with gari and tears, he was enjoying air conditioning and soft bread. My chest burned. I slapped him hard. "You let your children mourn you. You allowed me to become a widow. You watched me suffer." He cried and held my feet. "I plan to come back one day and take the children," he said. That sentence broke me. In African land, lies do not walk far. The ancestors are always watching. I returned to Aroko village and told the elders everything. The chief called a meeting. They summoned Kunle. When he arrived, thunder rolled in the sky. The priest of Ogun stood up and spoke. "A man who kills himself in the hearts of his family shall not escape judgment." They cast his lies. 3 days later, Kunle fell sick. His new wife abandoned him. The children refused to come near him. His body became weak. His wealth disappeared mysteriously. Business failed. Bank accounts froze. He returned to the village, crawling like a wounded animal. One evening, Kunle came to my door, thin, broken, tears in his eyes. Ayo, forgive me. I want to see my children. I looked at him and remembered the coffin. I remembered the hunger. I remembered my children crying themselves to sleep. I allowed him to see them. He hugged them and cried. That night, Kunle died. For real. No accident, no lie, just sudden death. The elders said the ancestors collected his borrowed life. This time, when they buried him, I did not cry. I only whispered, "You died twice, but I survived." Moral of the story: lies may run fast, but truth runs the longer. Betrayal brings temporary pleasure but permanent destruction. A woman's tears are powerful in the spiritual world. Hey, bestie, what did you learn from this story? Ndalu, share with me your lessons in the comments sections. Give the story a thumbs up and share the story with your loved ones. And also subscribe to this Queen channel if you've not done so by now, until I bring another story away.